Let's get this madness rolling.
Hello, YouTube, and MatPat if you watch this. I highly doubt you will, though, because... meh, I'm not lucky. Anyway, folks, today... well, how do I explain this? Oh wait, I am explaining. That's all this video is about. Oh well. Anyway, basically, I'm going to be explaining the Gigi and Jeremy and Night Guard theory, which I discussed a few others, and a lot of people like it, apparently, so I decided, you know, let's explain that theory today a bit more thoroughly, to the best of my ability. So, I'm not going to show any images, I'm just going to be wandering around in this nice, humble abode of mine, while I explain it to you. So, I guess where to start off. Okay, so... where we start is basically in FNAF 2 and all that, you know how it goes, and so forth. Very nice, very nice. In FNAF 2, of course, everyone knows what FNAF 2 is and where it's at, so... yes indeed. Very fabulous place. Now, with the whole idea of FNAF 2 and how the lore was revealed greatly after FNAF 1, about the children instances, the purple guy, all of that was revealed mainly in FNAF 2. Well, here's the thing. When you go and look at some of the mini games in FNAF 2 and other games of the sort, or in FNAF, in all the games, really, in the mini games, well, with one with Foxy, he goes out of his little curtain place and goes and sees live kids, and the second time around comes back and sees dead kids. They're all in one place. 5 dead kids in one place when Foxy goes and finds them one time when the purple guy is there. Or pink guy, more like it. But anyway, if that truly was, well, the case, with the whole dead bodies all being one place, all of them there in one place for Puppet to give them all bodies of the withered animatronics, there's something wrong with that, and that is, alright. Hey, with FNAF 2, they showed the bodies scattered throughout the pizzeria, and the withered animatronics and the toy animatronics being in the same place. Which isn't the bite of 87 in the bite of 87 time period, and not in the bite of 85, because it's bite of 87, not the bite of 85. And yet, when they were killed, the 5 children, they were killed during 85. So how can it be the 87 of the finding the bodies are saying that this reminiscing the fact that they're dead, or whatever you want to say? It doesn't matter, really. Because we all discussed about that map. Well, no, not MatPat, but everyone says it really. That Scott Cawthon, the creative gamers, you know, he never just does, like, things like that without a reason, basically. So why would he have 5 scattered bodies in a place of 1987 where the toys exist, when the killings happened when the toys didn't exist back in 1985? That's because these were a separate set of killings, in my opinion. And in that theory, the separate set of killings involve Jeremy the Night Guard, not Jeremy that possesses Bonnie, and JJ, Gigi, or Balloon Girl. I don't really care what you call it, because there's too many names for it, too many confusing things going on in my head. Anyway, now let's explain this theory from the beginning. So where this idea came from is actually from the books, mainly. If we go and look at the books, here's something odd about one in particular character. In the books, the most recent 5 books, you know, with the bunny, Foxy, you know, the time one, 135, those books is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to say. Those books. And one of the stories, I forgot which one it was called, and I just had my headphones. Fantastic. I think that's probably going to be enjoyable for you people to hear. Nah. But anyway, one of the stories, basically, a person known as Kelsey, a guy who has a K name. I forgot completely what it's called. Man, I'm too forgetful. But with him, he like tricks this high school kid, a young child, basically a teenager, and so forth. He tricks him into coming with him into basically the FNAF restaurant, makes it look like he died inside of Golden Freddy, then suddenly goes back, like the kid does, and gets himself killed in Golden Freddy, which is very odd. And you know what? I'm gonna stop here for a sec. Alright, and folks, now then, with that problem out of the way, so with the whole Jeremy and JJTheory, where I last left off was the whole Kelsey thing with Golden Freddy. For me that is. I just trying to remember what I said. So basically, I keep forgetting his name. Dang that. Kelsey sounds more like a girl's name, and I don't believe that's the actual name. No, whatever the blonde-haired boy's name is. Basically, Gwen got a teenager killed. And apparently, he likes killing people, as far as we know, or young kids. Like, whoa, why would someone do that? Sure, there's the purple guy in FNAF, but why another kid would kill another kid for no reason? That makes no sense in the world of FNAF, really, unless there was a reasoning behind it. And I came up with that reasoning, actually, with this theory, which actually explains so much more of the FNAF lore with the whole 5A7. So let me start from the beginning of how to make sense of this. Basically, the entire Afton family, except Michael maybe, and William Afton are dead at this point. Mrs. Afton first to die, as I said, in my opinion, and my own theories, which, if you want an explanation why I believe that, well, it's actually fairly logical to assume that, because, well, she's never around for any of the kids, and if she was, she would have stopped them all from dying. And two, it's always been odd to me why Henry would let this all happen, and so I had a whole theory that maybe Henry was in on the whole instances, or maybe not the killings really, but maybe the whole idea of making Remnant, which is a whole theory of its own. And yeah, I highly doubt you'll listen to this idea, MatPat, but it makes a bit of sense if you think about it, because if Henry is as smart as they say, in the lore of FNAF, and he didn't know what was going on with the whole children being kidnapped inside the Fun Times when he could have easily read the designs himself and so many other things, why didn't he stop him? In my whole theory, well, it explains it, which I believe I did a theory video on it. If not, I will do it another day, but if I have, I'll leave a link in the description. Now then, as for continuing with the Jeremy and JJ series, basically, Jeremy is probably a young high school kid, maybe, or some young teenager. And basically, right now, during this difficult time he's in, we do not know what's happening with his parents. We don't really know anything. This is just speculation, but the speculation is actually a fairly good and logical reasoning, in my opinion. And something's been happening with his family. Basically, his younger sister is dying. William puts pity on the lad, and maybe his sister even, and so he makes a deal with them to help him gain Remnant for his sister to be saved, or technically reborn, or brought back to life, or whatever you want to call it, as an animatronic. An animatronic known as Gigi. Now I bet you're like, whoa, why? That makes no sense. I'm like, wait a minute. Look at this here. If we look at FNAF 2, throughout the entire time you play as Jeremy and Nygaard, which are 5 nights, Gigi never comes for you in a harmful way. She only pops up under the desks, and just hangs out there. That's all she did. And it's like, wait a minute. Why would Gigi do that? If all the animatronics wanted to kill you and stuff you in the suit or fire you an endoskeleton, like they declare the toys are, then why in the world would, well, Gigi just stand there and stare at you? She's not one of the animatronics. And as far as we know, she's a canon character, so like, why does she do that? It's always something that's bothered me, really. And so, but if you look at it in another perspective, if she truly is a canon character and, well, doesn't harm the Night Guard, Jeremy only, though. And for Fritz hits, who does, or Fritz, yeah, Fritz, the Night Guard Fritz, the one for the 6th night and Ultimate Custom Night, or, no, not Ultimate Custom Night, the Custom Night of FNAF 2, that one, not the Ultimate Custom Night, that's a whole game of its own. Sorry, I'm a bit tired, folks, as I try and explain this theory to you. But if that truly is the case, he says she only goes after the custom night guard, and, well, FNAF, well, night 6, well, actually she doesn't go after you even FNAF night 6, but she does go after you in the custom night if you set her on, which is very interesting, because well, as far as we know, it's only a custom night for fun and all that, and maybe just not be Jeremy in general. So if it's not Jeremy and Night Guards who she's going after, then maybe, maybe they're related somehow. Maybe they're siblings that, I don't know, when killed enough to have kids scattered throughout the building because William showed them how to make Revenant and made it so she could live again. That would also explain the toy's behavior. They possess the toy animatronics after being killed. They go after the Night Guard because they're hungry for their own vengeance like the originals, wanting to kill their killer, who is the current Night Guard. That explains the motives of the puppet and the originals also going after the Night Guard. Night Guard that isn't the purple guy. Not only that, that explains the odd behavior of Golden Freddy, because if Golden Freddy was truly possessed by the crying child as well, which a recent theory of MatPat actually reveals that idea, and I actually have to agree with it greatly, if that truly is the case, why in the world would the crying child let, well, these guys go after this Night Guard for no reason, who possess the animatronics, which is Kelsey and Cassidy at this point. You see, in the theory, basically, is possibly multiple spirits, and it makes sense for another spirit to be there that is like them. So, yeah, it actually has a humongous amount of sense revealed there in the FNAF lore. Now, I bet you're wondering, where am I getting at with this? Well, the thing is, Mangle, who is supposedly possessed by a dog, hides him, causing the Bite of 87. And it's always been a somewhat major deal because in fact, it is a major deal that happened because it prevents the animatronics from moving. But nothing else is revealed. That just causes a bite and prevents the animatronics from moving in a day. It's like, why in the world is this so major? Because they make it really major throughout most of FNAF often. So it's like, my goodness, why is the bite so major? Sure, it prevents the animatronics from moving, but why else? There's no other reason. It's just, why? Why is this Jeremy, the Night Guard, so important that he get bitten? Why? That's always bothered me. Unless he was another killer. Unless he caused death of another 5 to 6 children. Maybe even 7. Possessing the toy animatronics. Possessing Mangle, another animatronic with 2 spirits, which makes more sense than a dog in my opinion, because if it truly was just a dog, well, how do I put this? If it truly was just a dog possessing Mangle, the sounds would not be just of a static because they're lessly intelligent. I'm sorry, but I'm not satisfied with that answer, MatPat. No, I am not. You see, the behavior of Mangle, and besides all the other animatronics, they do moaning and groaning. So, with that kind of logic, why would it just be he that? Because it's not just because they're more intelligent, in my opinion. I don't feel like that's right. No. It could be possible that 2 spirits possess the animatronic. I bet you're wondering, what about Golden Freddy? Well, he does a similar thing, does he not? He actually makes weird sounds that normal things wouldn't. Would it be fitting that multiple spirits also possess Mangle? Because it's quite fitting for those 2 animatronics, in my opinion, and would explain a bit of the behavior of Mangle and why they bit him. Because Mangle was also possessed by a child that he killed, Jeremy, in order to bring back his sister, of course. Now, is that a bit of a bad thing? Is that like a good reason to kill a kid to prevent your sister from dying? No, not at all. But why would he get that kind of mentality? In the first place is my question as well. Whether he get that mentality to do so is a fair point at all, which people may use to say, no, we won't do that. Yet we do not know anything of the personality of Jeremy and Night Guard, so going off and saying that he isn't a bad guy is like saying that William was a psychotic killer, which he was, really. But he wasn't an absolute terrible guy, because his own family was killed right before him when he lost everything, in my opinion, and so that's what made him go insane. That's my whole theory and opinion, though. MatPat probably won't agree and probably just make him out a heartless killer, even though he had kids of his own and his whole family. Why would he go off because psycho killer unless he went insane because he lost them all? Which is more fitting and more sensible in my opinion. I'm sorry, that's my opinion, MatPat. And we can have an whole argument if you want to disagree about that, which I wouldn't mind going mono a mono with you, MatPat. Come on, tell me what you got. If you ever watch this, that is. But yeah, with the whole Jeremy and JJ theory, that's the whole idea. That basically they were family. And also Gigi may have helped kill the kids, in my opinion, because well, she had nothing else to life, and she, I don't know, may have a bit of mentality as well, like Jeremy. Because my goodness, if he was going to kill kids, save his sister, I wouldn't be surprised if his sister was also a bit mental. Now, why would he do this? What reason does he have? To save his sister, of course, which William does, in my opinion, to bring back the crying child, Elizabeth, all of that, because they're his kids. And it's very fitting and makes sense, in my opinion, for Michael to be an Afton, and Chris as well, and William, and all of them. It makes sense, in my opinion, not only to have a theory on the orange guy and the purple guy being the same person. That means William Afton is both the orange guy and the purple guy. I'm just going to explain these short terms. Split personality disorder. Have you considered that? Because we have not seen that used in FNAF at all. What if he uses that to clarify that, hey, William Afton has a split personality disorder? That would also explain quite a bit, in my opinion. And also would be quite fitting of William Afton. Now, after that, trying to remember. Is there anything else about the Gigi and Jeremy theory? Is there anything else to it? Alright, it may have been possible that Gigi reminded William Afton of Elizabeth. That's why he helped him out. That's a fair point and idea that came to a friend of mine, which is like, very reasonable. Also explains things like Kelsey or the blonde-haired boy reasoning for going off and killing teenagers, because teenagers are the ones who killed them, which actually is quite fitting and makes sense, and explains why some of the animatronics don't go after William, or there's not that many spirits at times, even though it seems like there may have been more killings, when in reality there was, and probably so, and there was more killers than just one, which is William, but William's like the main killer, then Jeremy and Night Guard. And explains the irrelevance of the 5A7, and also, it points out the possibility of William not being glitch trapped, but another. Maybe a certain Night Guard. I mean, his importance in the story is mentioned enough that about him being the 5A7 victim, which a lot of people agree on now. So if that truly is the case, why is his bite instance so important in the story throughout a lot of it? Unless he will become relevant soon. Very soon. And then it'll explain quite a bit and actually make more sense, because why would Cassidy, the Spirit of Vengeance, that's inside of Golden Freddy, that shares it with that blonde-haired boy, and also a crying child, and maybe even more apparently, which I'm scared to find out how many exactly possess Golden Freddy. If that truly is the case, well then, it would also make sense for William not to be glitch trapped, because he would not be let free by Cassie at all. So what would let him get free from her grip? Nothing. Because I don't think anyone really would go and bother to save him. And what would cause him to wake up in that instant? That whole explosion idea? I'm not sure. It could be possible, but it would be more fitting for a new killer to come and push that isn't William Afton for once as glitch trap, because that would be I'm just really sick of it, really. And maybe a lot of stuff up as well. So anyway, folks, this is Crazy Boy, and I hope you enjoyed today's video and thoughts on the idea of Jeremy, the Night Guard, and the GG theory being family, and also Jeremy being the killer, because, well, it makes sense in this whole world of mess-ups and knockoffs and killers and death and revivals and remnant. Also, that sounds like a lot of similar waters and show I like to watch. Anyway, folks, this is Crazy Boy, and MatPat, if you watch this, I would be surprised and be like, well, I don't know, please you collab with me. The odds of that happening, though, are well, he reaching a planet Pluto. Anyway, folks, this is Crazy Boy. Hope you enjoyed today's video of a theory on Jeremy the Night Guard and Gigi, and I'm out of here.